So hello guys, we are here with Kala Mullaney. He is our representative from Comtech Business Solutions. Kala, welcome to the Bicom Summit.
Thank you very much.
Partner Summit. Is it like we already spoke, this is your first time at the summit this year, right?
It is, it's my first time.
How do you like it so far?
It's pretty fun finally meeting everybody that I've been talking to on chat or by email. I finally get to put a face to the name, so that's
pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, yeah.
Are there any other activities that you're pretty excited about? I mean, we just had a really great examples of the demonstrations of our new versions. Is there anything else that maybe someone to meet or maybe sightseeing to
Anybody
know?
from the support team. They're a great team. I've worked with them since day one, it seems like. But I am excited to see all the demos that they're going to be putting out. There's a lot of new features out there that I definitely want to get put to use.
Yeah, we're all pretty excited about that. So we've been partners for quite some time right now. Can you tell me maybe why Bicom Systems? What sets us so much from other partners that you would like to maybe amplify?
Well, it was so long ago, but what sticks out is that the first person I talked to was Steven. And he was just easy to get along with. He wasn't trying to sell the product, he was explaining the product to me. And he did it in a simplified format that I understood, and I just went with it. And probably about 10-15 minutes in the conversation, I was all right, how much is it and where do I send the money? It was just that easy, and it made it that simple. And then the team that I had to work with, they made the switch over so easy. And how they explained how everything worked, and it was just very simple to do, and I was off and running. It was that good, and I've never had an issue. I deal with support, I don't know, 2-3 times a week it seems like, and it could be for something that I just couldn't comprehend, and they fixed it for me, or that it was something really simple that I just kind of skipped my brain a little bit and oh well, never mind, I figured it out myself. But it's always fun talking to them, even though I've never actually physically met them or anything like that. Yeah, now I have exactly, and that's what I'm most excited to actually see.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for the kind words. I mean, I believe that all of our team will appreciate whenever they hear that. What would you? I mean, I really want to look up to current industry trends right now. What do you see are the current trends in industry that you see are shaping the telecommunication industry? Are there any significant changes that are happening now that you would take out?
I think the biggest thing that's going on right now is social media and communications. Everybody wants to, Instagram, or Snapchat or something around in that area. They're actually getting away from the actual physical phone on their desks. They want, everything at their hands. They want to be able to touch and move stuff around instead of having a phone on their desk. It's almost an antiquated piece of equipment now, because you have soft phones out there and all that stuff. Bicom with Communicator and Glowcom is right there with it. But yeah, it's just that people are trying to. Everything is moving fast, and they want to be able to kind of move it with their hands and do that type of stuff. So that's where I think everything's starting to go that flow. I think Bicom is right there with it. I think they're moving them right along with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of part of the technological world right now. Everything is just so fast-paced, and it's really important that we all just keep in touch with it. When it comes to our partnership together, during looking back at time when we weren't partners, and the current situation that you have now, what kind of development do you see in your business before and after partnership with us?
So I was doing PBX systems when I first started back in the 90s. Back then it was the telephone guy, and then you had a computer guy, and they never got along. And then eventually you saw the trend start moving that they had to get along. And if they didn't, then the customer is the one that suffers. I ended up having a good friend that was IT, and he helped me integrate our systems, our PBXs, into a networking type environment. And we both kind of sat there and said, hey, we need to find something where we both are working on this. That's when we decided to look for a multi-tenant. and we went. Bicom was not the first people we contacted. However, it is the last people we. It was they are the they are the last people we contacted, and yeah, yeah. So it absolutely was, and that's how it is. Is that there is not, you can't have a phone guy that doesn't know networking. You can't have a networking guy that thinks they know telephones, because it's still two separate languages. But if you're able to speak both languages, it's the customer that's going to get that, warm fuzzy feeling that they are in good hands. Because if you don't, you're going to have people that are going to argue all the time.
Yeah, well, we for a moment there we touched on the industry trends, and we talked about how the industry is changing right now. And you mentioned that Bicom Systems is kind of going along the way with industry trends right now, but by working with our team and the person that you are talking to, Steven, right, the most, can you explain to us how does that communication work? What kind of relationship do you have? Is it like more that you come with the maybe changes that we need to make, or do we kind of explain to you, oh, okay, this is new happening on the market, what do you think? Is it like a more collaborative process, or is it like, we are more into granting your wishes?
I think it's kind of a more of a collaborative type thing. I get what I want from the customer.
Yeah.
The customer tells me what they want. I say, okay, let me see what we can do, because everything keeps changing, so it's constant. Yeah. Bicom will come out with something, SMS, yeah. A prime example. That's my biggest thing, because my customers were wanting it, and they kept wanting it. Well, they give us SMS. Well, then my customers say, great, can it do this? So now I go back to Bicom, yeah. Can it do this? And they come back and they fulfill that, and then my customers, great, now you did that, can we do this? And now that's how it keeps going. So I'm basically the liaison between customer wants and the technology to get it there. Yeah. Once Bicom gets it, then I look like I'm the good guy because I created this yes. big thing, and it's not even me. And I say, I always give you guys, my developers are the ones that's doing all this stuff. But yeah, that's basically how it is. It's a collaboration. You guys come out with a product, and I try to see how I can make it fit what my clients need, and then my clients say, well, we like this, but we want more, and that's when I go back to Bicom.
Well, that's what makes it kind of a great partnership. I mean, well, considering that we are, talking about partnerships, what would based on your experience that you talked about right now, what advice would you offer to other businesses that are looking kind of to establish this successful, enduring partnership with us? And why is there a reason why would they choose Bicom Systems at the end?
It's basically boils down to the customer service that Bicom has. Okay. I think customer service is a huge thing in any business, but when I have to deal with the service that I provide my clients, if I don't have that partnership with the support, then it's going to feed down into my clients. My clients are going to ask me a question, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to call this support team because I just don't get along with them. Yeah, but I have no problems in getting on the chat with support and saying, hey, a client is asking to do this, this happen? And if I don't get the answer right away, the biggest thing is the time zone difference. Yeah. I'm in the States, West Coast, and sometimes we'll have to wait for the developers, which is going to be, X amount of time later. I'm fine, and then they'll say, oh, well, we'll email you back. And they do. That's another thing. They actually contact back. Yeah. So if I had something to say that anybody says, well, I'm looking at Bicom, first I'm going to ask them, well, are you anywhere near me? Because they're no good. If they're near me, I don't want you taking in my territory with them. But actually, but if someone will say, I'm looking for this Bicom company to run our communications, what do you think? And I'll tell them point blank, it says, you can't go wrong. I don't think there's anybody else out there that's going to give you what you want, or at least try very hard to get it there. So,
well, those are really kind words. It looks like you're really content with everything that's going on here. I really want to kind of take a little a closure on your company. What are your expectations and goals that you wish to achieve with us for the growth of your company?
You know, I'm not a kind of person that, we don't have a very big company, but I have a clientele that I know every one of my clients. I've talked to them, I sit down, and I don't treat them like a number, like they're money, you know, that coming in. And they don't treat me like I'm just a technician that's coming to do their work and get out. I'll sit there and talk with them, you know, even after the, you know, whatever I have to do there or an install. And, you know, and that's just the type of person that I am, you know, because, you know, Bicom puts out a great product, and it's very easy to sell. And when I'm confident in what I'm selling, it comes out to the customer. So, you know, and that's how I build it. Now, everything's small for right now, and that's how I like it. I like it to be maintained. I don't need a huge corporation type thing, you know, and I like it like that because Bicom makes their product very easy to grow with, and I can just do that at a very slow pace, or I can do it at a fast pace. Just depends on what I want to do in that quarter. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I need to go on a trip, I need to sell more phones, you know, something like that. And then I just boom, and then I can just grow with whatever Bicom throws out there. So yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah, that's great. Well, concerning like you just mentioned your customers, I mean, without mentioning names or anything, could you like share some customer success story that you had with us?
So my first customer, I'll never forget this, is they had 4 phones, and I was kind of scared because I didn't understand VoIP at that time. It was, so I said, hey, can I use you guys as my guinea pig? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I told them, okay, this is how much it's going to cost and all this stuff. And they had 2 toll-free numbers and 4 lines and 4 phones. They were using like analog phones, like things that you plug into your house, that type of thing. And their bill with the phone company out there was over $1,000 a month. I put in our phones, and after 1 month, I get a call from him, and he goes, something's wrong. And I go, okay, what's wrong? He goes, I just got your bill. And I go, okay. And he goes, it's like $300. And I go, yeah, well, it's prorated, so it's going to be a little bit more in the beginning, but it'll drop back down. He goes, what do you mean drop back down? And I go, that's it. And he goes, I was paying over $1,000 a month. How are you making this? How's this bill going to be less than $300? I go, that's just it. That's just how much it costs because he goes, no. Next month, that's right. And the next month it went down to where it was supposed to be, and it's been the same for the last 12 years. It has never gone up. And he just sits there and I don't get it. I don't get it. So he was my very first customer, and he still is my customer.
Wow, that's an amazing story. So you've been partners for how long?
12 years.
12 years. That's fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, that is an amazing story. Well, Kala, thank you so much for taking your time to join our, for the Partner Summit and for Bicom Chats. Are there any maybe questions that you have for us, or?
I think it'll probably be once we go to all the demos, that's where all my questions are going to come out. I mean,
thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, anytime.
Thank you so much.